It's that time of the week once again. Fingers crossed I will actually post this video on the right day. As long as we get a car boot this week, then it should be, to be honest. But this is Monday. Basically, most of this video is in two sections, Monday and Friday. There might be a tiny bit in between, but I can't quite remember, to be honest. But here we have some dress-up Minnie Mouses. The reason why I picked them up is because they're from the early 90s, I think, maybe mid-90s. And it's only £1 for the bag. But it just gives... It's like a nice plaything where you can just dress up a Minnie Mouse like a princess. So I thought for a quid it's worth picking up, but it's worth around £10 plus shipping. Here we've got a massive, massive bundle of Lego. I think I do try and lens some of the items inside. However, I don't have much success. And there's not many minifigures that I could see. Now, it was £75 for the whole box. And it did sell by today being Saturday. So 6 days later, it did definitely sell. Whether it went for the full 75 or not, I genuinely don't know. But yeah, it's very... See, that looks familiar. That might be Lego Movie. That thing with the eye, which you can just see. I'm not going to take a chance on it. With the Lego that was there a little while ago, where there was a nice Star Wars piece that was missing the minifigures, I'm kind of skeptical as to whether or not anything for the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks that comes out into this charity shop is actually going to be complete or not. So £75, it's out of my budget for what I want or what I would prefer to do. But for someone who's got time and maybe a hell of a lot of Lego, it's probably going to be quite a good pickup. But for me, I'm too skint. Now, this is a charity shop I don't go to very often, simply because the prices are normally astronomical. But the prices were actually somewhat okay. So there's a couple of PS4 games that I pick up. You can't quite see the prices at the moment because everything is just out of shot, but I think I do change the camera angle in a minute. And it was actually priced relatively well. So you got $4.99 for... Is that FIFA 19 or 20? 20. Bear in mind we're in the year 2022. And then The Witcher was at, I think, £3. You might be able to see the price in a minute. But I'm actually going to try and play the Witcher. I've only just started it today. I'm only about 10 minutes in. And I've never played a Witcher game before. At the moment, I'm not particularly sold. So I'll probably give it an hour's worth of gameplay, maybe 2, and then see how I feel about it, and then sell it on. But decent games. I mean, there's Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which unfortunately is a US copy, but I do pick it up anyway. And Knights of the Old Republic as well. I'm fairly certain that one does not get left behind. But it's hard keeping track of the Xbox games and the PS2 games that are worth money. For me, anyway, because there are so many. You're talking thousands of games, and to try and remember which ones you can maybe make a couple of quid on, and which ones you're not going to make any money on, it's a lot to remember. So don't feel guilty about getting your phone out and having a quick search. As long as the charity shop barcode isn't on the game barcode, you should be able to just scan it straight in. But I think this charity shop does like to put their own barcodes on the original ones, which I completely understand because it makes scanning it at the till a lot easier rather than competing with 2 barcodes. And there's actually some books there. So there's 2 hardback Angel books, and there is 5, and it's a consecutive 1 to 5 volumes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now the softbacks, paperbacks, are $4.99 each, I think, and the hardbacks are $5.99 each. Now, I think one of the Angel ones I've put on for about 20 all in, and the other one for 25 all in, and then the Buffy the Vampire Slayer ones, they are ranging for between £15 and £35 each. So I think I end up putting the 5 on for £100 in one bundle. Ended up spending about £54 in this shop, I think, which for a shop that I don't go into very often, it's very, very surprising. But GTA 5 Oh, there we go. I finally moved the camera down a little bit, and you still can't quite see. But you see there's a 35 there, asking, not sold. And to have consecutive numbers is amazing, because you can then do a listing where they're all together rather than separate ones. Admittedly, yeah, if you want to maximize your profits, you would sell them individually. However, just for ease and to save on 4 listings, I decided to bundle them all together. I think I was double checking because I was quite surprised at the asking price as to some of those comics, or some of those, they're not comics, what are they? Graphic novels? I don't even know if you would count it as a graphic novel. But yeah, they're $4.99 each, and that one is $5.99 for the hardback. So I think I have to go into this charity shop more often, to be honest. I think seeing what was on offer on this particular day means that I am going to have to start going there more often. And I need to stop saying so much. But it's, I just did it again. It is a gap filler, unfortunately. I'm not particularly great with my words anyway, so using the old is going to happen. Did it again. Didn't even think about it. It just happened. But there we go. We do have 1 to 5 Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it looks like it's supposed to be a continuation of the TV series, which I never watched. So it looks like the same characters. So it's either going to be a continuation or just side stories. And a quick look at the books and my face. Right, off to the next clip, where we are in Marlow. No, we're not. We're around the corner from Marlow. This is... I always forget the name. I always forget the name of what this area is called. But it's round the corner from Marlow. Now, Marlow is very expensive. I will never, ever, ever be able to afford to live there. Not that I would want to be honest. I've actually got a mate who rents round the corner, who, for some bizarre reason, likes to live the Marlow lifestyle and have no money at the end of the month. But each to their own. Now, there is some ink in here. I have checked these inks over at a previous date, and they are all bloody old. And generally speaking, with the dates that you find on ink cartridges, you've got around 2 years after that date. After that, they're not going to be much good. So as much as some ink for £1 would be nice, it's not going to work, and it'll be returned. Here we've got some clothing, and you'll probably notice it's very, very similar to last week. And the week before that. And the week before that. So, just flicking through to see if there's anything new, anything that might pique my interest. I went to a charity shop today. It was a local one. And there was a nice feeler zip-up hoodie type thing. Not a hoodie, didn't have a hood. But, you know what I mean, like a sports jacket. 20 quid. 20 quid. It's... I mean, if they get it, fair play to them. It's when, as I said, it's when it sits there for a month, and then they put a sign outside saying, "Sorry, no more donations today. We're all full." That's what really bloody annoys me. Lego, there we go, incomplete, 6 quid. Lovely. At least they checked it, I suppose. Sabutio. Not a fan of Sabutio. Not at £7 anyway. I think that was 7. Sounds about right. So yeah, I'd have to remortgage my house on a bi-weekly basis in order to afford a charity shop over here. That's for sure. So I'm so glad it's not my local. And then we're over the road. This is right. So these games are £1 each. Now sometimes they do 4 for £1. Sometimes they're £1 each, depending on where you pick them up from. But if they're on this side of the shop, generally speaking, they're going to be £1 each. So Red Alert 3, played on the PC, bit of a fan. Platinum version of FIFA 10, the seal is battered, to be honest. If it was in good nick, I probably would have picked it up, but for £1, it's just going to sit around for bloody ages. GoldenEye, cracking game on the PS3, so for £1 it's worth picking up. Medal of Honor, I think that was only worth about £2 or £3 all in, but that is picked up as well, simply because it's a nice, easy listing. In a scale of 1 to 10 on effort, it's about a 2 in order to list. And now I'm just checking these for any cards that may be inside them, just in case there's any player cards. But I don't believe there is, so that gets left behind. And it's still there. A few days later, I went back to this charity shop on, I think it was Thursday. I think this might still be Monday. So yeah, it was still there 3 or 4 days later. And those Reeboks are still there, which the Master of Pieces pointed out to me on the video that I posted yesterday, being Friday for me. So this is, again, it's another affluent area. It's an area that I'm never, ever going to be able to afford to live in. It's full of a lot of older folk, to be honest. It's a very, very much an older population. And it would have been the sort of area where house prices were bloody ridiculous, like 30 years ago. And it's just one of those areas where everything's like over £1 million for a decent house. So these were actually 50p each. So it's, again, they're not worth a lot, but it's easy listing, and I believe it helps the eBay algorithm. So for 50p each, they will be getting picked up. And they actually had a nice pair of golfing shoes as well, which I would have picked up, but they had metal spikes. Now, as far as I'm aware, see, there's a Resell in my pocket there, which is what I was eyeing up, but I'm not paying. I think it's a £5. Yeah, it's a £5 for the whole bag. I'm not paying a £5 for the bag when there's toys for 50p. I wait for the bag to be split and pick up that little Reseller. But yeah, always have a little dig, see if there's anything that pops out to you. Obviously, if I do miss anything, please do let me know. And yeah, as I said, golfing shoes. There was a pair with metal studs or spikes, whatever the correct terminology is. And I said, as far as I'm aware, they are banned. Don't take my word for it, but just have a look. And they did. They took them off the shelf, and they was going to look at them further, because I think they'd been there for quite a while from what they were saying to each other. That they did wonder why it had been sitting around for so long. But they were like £25, I think. There might even be a clip of them. I really don't know. But yeah, you go. DVDs, 4 for £1. Cards, 50p each. So I think I'll end up coming here for my Christmas cards and birthday cards next time, because it's a lot cheaper than going to Tesco's or Clinton's or whatever everything else is now. What's that? Scrubs Series 1 to 7. Yeah, I thought it might have been onto a winner there, but I'm sure it's probably on some sort of a streaming service where it's just completely killed the reselling of the DVDs and the Blu-rays. So you go back, and there's still a few good box sets out there, as I'm sure everyone will tell you, but there's far less out there that is worth money now. Oh, we are back in where I picked up the Spider-Man Lego, which was just incomplete. We've got, what's his name? He's from The Good Dinosaur. I want to say Arlo. Or was that a Toyota car? But he's got a floppy neck, which is really annoying. I think I did search up on him. He's only worth around 10, maybe £15 all in, which isn't a lot considering he'll have to go as a small parcel. But the floppy neck was just a no. And what's the kid called? Is that Spot? I would imagine having the two of them together. Spot. There we go. Look, £6 plus shipping. And then if we go to, I added in Plush. There you go. Brand new. So it might not be the same year. So we'll have to. I mean, I thought it would have been worth more. I mean, it's a fairly decent Disney film. But yeah, its floppy neck is just a no. I mean, look at poor little sod. Well, he's been well loved, which is the main thing. And there is a Hamley's dog, which I think that's only £1, maybe £2. Now, I couldn't find this exact one, so if anyone knows the name of the breed of the dog that it's supposed to be, please do let me know. But I'm looking for a date, which is why I'm checking the tags, like the actual tag and the one at the back of the dog as well. So yeah, I think I do pick it up. I did have a very, very quick search online, which in hindsight I don't even know why I did it. It's Hamleys. It looks honestly like it's going to be possibly 2000s, may even be earlier than that. I think I did Google Lens it earlier on in the week, but I didn't actually. No, sorry, later on in the week. Earlier on in the week for me, but later on for you. I'll just knock the microphone. Oh, you idiot! Stay still. What have I done? Right, so I did Google Lens it and nothing came up. But as I say, if anyone can point me in the right direction, please do let me know. If you want to buy it, let me know. So Monday is done and dusted, and this is everything that I bought today. From left to right, we've got 2 celebrations tins to open up for the Pokemon channel. James collects Pokemon, in case you're wondering. Channel's plodding along quite nicely. So we've got 2 of those, which is 6 celebrations packs and 2 additional packs to be opened up. So 3 videos a day. Yeah, that was sustaining for a couple of days. £2 on these dress up mini mice. What's the correct terminology? These are from the, I think they're like 10 years old. Can I open it up now? No, it's got tape on it. Can't quite see. 2011. So yeah, just over 10 years old on those. Then big pickup. So we've got, spent a lot. Spent 50 quid in Oxfam. £5.99 for Angel After the Fall. And these are going for like £15 each. So this is another one, £5.99, and that is number 1, After the Fall. So we've got After the Fall the first night, and After the Fall. Might try and bundle those together. Then we bought some games from the shop. £1.99 for Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox. Marvel's Ultimate Alliance on the Xbox. That was also... Oh, that's American! No! But that was also £1.99. GTA 5... £2.99. Infinite Warfare, £3.99. That's probably going to be a break even, but that's just feedback fodder. And The Witcher, I've never played a Witcher game, so I'm going to purposely overprice this until I've completed it, or just test it a lot. But £2.99, lovely jubbly. Same place, we've got volumes 1 to 5 of Buffy. So yeah, should be hopefully quite good. £4.99 each, quite expensive, but they look, again, going for about £15-20 each. So hopefully bundle the 5 together, nice sequence of numbers, lovely jubbly. We've also paid £1 each for these. So we've got Red Alert 3 Ultimate Edition on PS3, Medal of Honor Limited Edition, and GoldenEye. And then 50p each, we've got Need for Speed Undercover. We've also got Modern Warfare 2 and Bioshock. And then £1 on its own, it's a not Star Wars, Power Rangers thingy-jiggy. It does work because I turned it on earlier. But you can pull this back and it opens its mouth and stuff, but it's not going to do it now because I'm recording. Hang on, where's the volume? Does that and does that. It does loads of stuff. That does not open up, but this definitely opens up like that way. But paid £1, I think that's about 15 quid on its own. So all in all, I've had a good day considering I've been running around doing my normal job. So fingers crossed I'll get most of this listed this week. And we're off once again. This is, again, it's a fairly decent area. And it's also an area where I know a couple of my competitors go to because I've bumped into them before at the charity shop. But again, games tend to be £1 each. So they have a nice quick turnaround. Nothing stays on the shelves particularly long. It's a good place for reselling and collecting. So yeah, it's now a case of just scanning through and making sure I'm not picking up anything that is like £1.99 all in or sort of thing, because it costs £1.53 to send the bloody things. But it's a case of making a little pile, so that no one comes along and steals them. Then I think we did a scan on them all. I was pretty okay with most of them, if not all of them, and then check the discs. So I think that's listed at maybe £10 all in, because it's got the manual as well. Tomb Raider, I think I've gone quite high at 12, maybe 11.99 all in, but someone's asking a ridiculous amount of money, like 30 quid for that one. What one's that? I can't quite see. Oh, that's Prince of Persia. That's only worth around £10 all in. Then we've got a Connect game, which again, it should. I mean, they shouldn't hopefully stick around too long. But then again, if they do, they take up no room. They really, really don't. And the listing is really easy. You can just scan in the barcode, find someone who's done a brilliant listing. I could name a few people that I've stolen off of, but I think they know who they are. And take pictures. It's so easy. You got the EAN number, you got the game names already preloaded. Everything is done. It's an absolute joy. So, admittedly, I may be spending. Actually, they tried to sell me these at 4 for a quid because there's 8 of them, and I said no, they're £1 each. You can check my receipts if you want to. So I spent £8. I'll probably make 30 quid on top. But you're talking, honestly, after this clip, which is 3 minutes long, allow 7 minutes for listing, because the rest of it, I mean, the selling similar bit and the drafting you can do just while watching the telly or doing whatever you want to do. So for 10 minutes work, 30 quid, it's not bad going really, is it? Red Dwarf, thought this might be worth picking up, but it's not. Gutted, absolutely gutted. So that gets put back on a shelf, and I've not watched Red Dwarf in bloody ages, not since I was a kid. Next we've got some Xbox 360 controllers. Now I do go through and look at these on eBay simply because I haven't sold Xbox 360 controllers on their own in a dog's age. I tend to only do complete consoles, so basically plug in and play. So I would prefer to sell an Xbox console with the wires, with the controllers ready to go. However, I might be changing. I don't know. Some of the prices are absolutely insane. I think they want £7.50 for that headset, which is just going to be full of ear jam and God knows what else. And then the little Wi-Fi thing, I kind of wish I picked that up because I think that is about 30 quid and they wanted £7.50. But I didn't pick it up. I don't know why. But the controllers, they look to be in good condition. The analogy bits, joysticks, is that the right word? Joysticks, Joy-Con, joystick. The flicky bits are in good condition. I'm now forever going to call them the flicky bits. I've had some good luck with toys here. Not recently though. Not had much luck with the toys at all. But it's always worth just having a little rummage around and seeing what's about. There's a couple of like cowboy pistols, just like the real cheap ones. I mean, look at that. They look like about to fall apart. But my daughter's way too young for those, so they can stay. Meccano set, bit too expensive. And always worried that they're going to be incomplete as well. Board games, nothing up there. And I think. I forgot about these. They only retail like £15-20, which I think for Lego is quite cheap for a puzzle. But yeah, brand new, 20 quid, pre-owned, £12.99 all each, £12.99 all in each. But they're only going for, they're selling for like 4 or 5 quid in the charity shop, so it just completely kills everything. Here we've got 2 Iron Maiden singles. Now they are quite expensive at £10 each. However, one of them is an exclusive, and there is, so they did 2 different Sorry, no, that's the UK version or the European version, and then there was an American version as well, which had, rather than just a sticker on it saying exclusive, actually part of the art of the front said that it was exclusive, blah 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 blah. Now in the States they are going for about £35-40 each, and someone was selling the one that's underneath for quite a decent amount of money as well. Now the Killers one is only worth around, depending on condition, £10 to £20 plus shipping. But the reason why I picked them up is because I love the art style of anything Iron Maiden. I think it's very pleasing to the eye to me. So the idea was, worst case scenario, if I'm not going to make any money on it, I might try and display them on the wall behind some UV glass. And now this is me just asking for access into the shelf, because you can see there's a couple of Game Boy games of which you can't see any of the prices, and there's also a Leapfrog, but that is a Toy Story exclusive Leapfrog, Toy Story 3, I think, 2010 I want to say. And now after some searching, because obviously when you put in Leapfrog and Toy Story, or Leapster, whatever it is, the game just comes up, and that's the only thing that comes up. But for the console, we should be looking around, I think Souls is 15, but there's none available whatsoever, so we'll be aiming for about 25 quid, to be honest. But the Iron Maiden stuff as well, my father-in-law is into his rock, and Iron Maiden's a bit too heavy for him, but he does like Metallica and Fleetwood Mac, so I thought, I didn't know whether he liked Iron Maiden or not, so I thought, yeah, that's another potential avenue to go down, because he does collect records. He's got a hell of a lot of them, and I think I've still got a stack in my office somewhere for him, actually. I'm fairly certain I do. I'll have to wait until he comes back over from France and try and offload those to him. But yeah, trying to find the Leapfrog, Leapstar Toy Story thing, and you can see the search, as soon as you put console in, it gives you the standard one, and if you don't put console in, it just gives you the game. I did eventually find a listing. I think I screenshotted it. I've got a record of the price as to how much it was going for. Now that's me asking to get into the cabinet. And she actually left the keys in the box afterwards, in the case. So we'll see what's on camera. I'm always intrigued to see what is caught on film and what isn't. But I'm probably going to put the records in the thumbnail, because why not? See, I just love the art style. It's just amazing. And that's her just putting the records behind the till for me. Now there's no charging cable with this, which is annoying. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do. But we'll work out something. But for a £5, and it's something that would have a collection fan base behind it, with it being Toy Story. So I thought for a £5 it was worth picking up. So we'll find out. We'll see how long it sits on the shelf for. Hopefully not too long. And then we're off to the other side of the road. Again, this is not quite Marlow, it's around the corner, and I can't remember the name of the bloody place. But the paperweight is £6. Current rate on eBay is, it's about £15-20. I think I'm just going to list it high, because it's in good condition. I think there wasn't any available. I think there was only one sold. I can't quite remember, to be honest. This was only yesterday, so I should really remember. And it is a Caithness as well. Sorry, it is a Caithness. Can't remember the word. Paperweight. That's what I was looking for. Paperweight. So now I'm just checking for any hallmarks of any other manufacturer. We're looking for butterflies, single canes, things like that. But there's nothing that I could see. But yeah, it's in good condition. There's no real heavy markings on it. The gold lettering on the front is still in good condition.
And this is what I picked up today, being Friday, the last day of the week, so this will be the end of the video. Paid £1 each for Guitar Hero 2, Pro Evo 16, Tinkerbell, Game Party in Motion, and GTA 4, Coded Arms, Prince of Persia, and Tomb Raider. They were all £1 each. I've not picked up a Leap Stub before, ever, but this is a Toy Story 3 exclusive version. I did find one that had been sold for about £15 on bids. No, £25 on bids. I think it's worth more than that personally. Toy Story fans are everywhere, so you know it's worth a shout. Paid £6 for this Queen Mother Katniss, what's the word, paperweight. It's worth about 15-20, and I think I'll be able to get a bit more than that, to be honest with you. It's quite pretty. £7.50 for 2 Xbox 360 controllers. The reason why I searched it is because I've not picked up any or sold any in a very long time. So yeah, thought that was worth just searching for. £4 for this horse's head. It looks like it is one solid piece of wood that's been carved. So for £4, I think that's a bargain. Picked this up earlier in the week, completely forgot to showcase it, but it's from Hamleys. It's brand new with the tags. And then 2 Iron Maiden records, singles. So this one's limited edition. I think it's going for about £30 to £40, the actual one I could find. So I checked the EMC number. So I paid up at £10, but I think it's well worth it. It's 1980, which is 10 years, almost 10 years older than me. And then Killers, which is worth about 25-30. But I love the artwork. I absolutely love the artwork. So I might actually keep these for now. And see if I can persuade my wife to let me have them framed on some sort of a display. Failing that, I think my father-in-law will be quite jealous, as he does like his records and he does like his rock as well. So if that Fleetwood Mac was in better condition, I probably would have picked that up as well, but it was severely beaten. But yeah, all in all, not a bad day. But that's it from me. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you lovely lot in the next video. Peace.